Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome to the Gaming 4. In today's map review, we're going to be doing a map called Deepwood and it is by Theo. And as you guys probably have already noticed, it got a surprisingly low score and that was actually quite surprising to us as well. But this is a very popular map and it actually has 5 stars on the Steam Workshop. So in today's video, we're going to sort of discuss why it got such a low score and some of the main reasons for that, as well as some of the very nice things about the map because it definitely was a good map. So before we get into some of the weaknesses and why the map got such a low score, let's start by going over some of the strengths and why this actually was a really good map. First of all, this map included a lot of very nice natural landscape. It included a lot of cool natural areas, a lot of cave systems, and that sort of relate to the Easter eggs, a lot of good water resources as well, including rivers and the ocean, and it included metal nodes, deer, and berries spread out throughout the map. Something that was also really nice about this map is that it included a lot of high tier areas and a lot of high level content. There definitely would be not a lack of stuff to work towards when playing this in survival mode. Something that was also really nice about this map is that it did include all types of vehicles. We found a helicopter, many cars, and even a plane in the map, so getting around the map, which does happen to be a large map, would not be that hard and wouldn't be much of a drawback in terms of surviving on it. As I mentioned before, this is a large map, so there's a ton of work and time that was put into this. Relating to that, some of the large maps you see are kind of empty and there's like a lot of free space where the map maker didn't really include too much stuff except for maybe natural landmarks. This map was not like that. It actually included a ton of buildings and different unique locations that actually created a really cool, interesting environment even though it was a large map. In terms of the detailing in this map, it was actually pretty good. It was very consistent throughout, and the quality of the detailing itself was actually pretty average. So obviously there could be work done there, but it was pretty solid. And lastly, the last thing I want to mention is that this map did receive 5 out of 5 Easter egg points because it really had some fantastic, amazingly done Easter eggs. Like so many. So I'm obviously not going to give them away and I don't really show any of them in my footage, but definitely search for them, guys. You will know it when you find at least some of the Easter eggs. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the strengths of the map. Obviously, they were really good strengths, and it ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars on the Steam Workshop. But of course, looks can be deceiving, and so as we move into the weaknesses of the map, there were just a few main things and a lot of little smaller things that really sort of destroyed its score. So to start us off, probably one of the main weaknesses, and something you guys are probably expecting already, this map kind of lacked an overall amount of food and actually also clothes spawns. Now, something I want to mention is that there were food and clothes spawns in the map, but they were in the weirdest places and there definitely were not enough. A lot of the food spawns and clothing spawns we found were not in the main cities, they were actually in these random smaller locations on the very edges of the map. Something else that kind of bothered me that was definitely a lot smaller is that the amount of materials that the map maker used was actually very small. We calculated that there was only 4 different types of materials. There wasn't even sand. What he used was grass, 2 types of stone, and farmland. So he's missing like the basic dirt and the basic sand. So that gave the map a really weird feel and actually made it feel like it was missing something. Something else, I kind of mentioned it before, is that the detailing wasn't the greatest. Obviously, you can lose a lot of points because the detailing is like non-existent or like really bad. This one was decent, but it did definitely lose a considerable amount of points off of the fact that the detailing wasn't great. Now, something to keep in mind, of course, is that this is a large map, so it would have taken ages to detail, and of course, the fact that he doesn't have the best detailing is kind of acceptable, but that's not really the main thing that destroyed its score. So one of the main issues, like the overall arching themes in this map that really hurt it, is that there was an overall lack of pretty much everything. And that may have been because it's a large map. I guess Theo may have not been as experienced for placing item spawns, or maybe they spawned less, but there was a real lack in terms of pretty much every type of item: food, clothes, weaponry especially. With this map including so many high tier areas, a lot of the map would be almost impossible to raid with one person, and even if you have a couple people, you're not going to have enough gear to each have like a sufficient firearm and a lot of ammo. One of the items in particular that this map straight up just didn't have, it wasn't even rare, is that the entire time we didn't find a gas can. Now that may have just been our bad luck. I'm not quite sure because we played it for a few hours and we had 3 people playing it on the same time, but we really should have found a gas can, and without one, all of the cool vehicle spawns he has are essentially useless because your car is going to run out of gas in like 5 minutes. And lastly, one of the real smaller things, I don't know if there's something that can be helped, but this map actually had issues with frame rate. I know Nene and I are running pretty nice beefy computers. They were top end at one point. It was really weird. We'd just have these random frame rate drops until we dropped our graphics quite low. So, obviously obviously it's something that can be dealt with, and really the map maker can't do much about it, but that's just something to be aware of as survivors in this map. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the weaknesses, and what really hurt this map so badly is that it was very hard to find an automatic weapon, much less enough ammo to actually kill something as simple as like a mega zombie. So, you know, when you're getting to the higher tier areas of the map, it's actually impossible for one person or two people or three people to kill this thing without something like kits or, you know, saving up for maybe 3 or 4 days just gaining weapons and ammo. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for this video. It's unfortunate that this map got such a low rating. It was a very good map regardless, even though the survival was way too hard, and it is actually in current development, so there's still hope for it yet. I've heard rumors that maybe NPCs and maybe quest lines will be added to this map at a certain point, so, you know, hopefully this map will have its bug fixes done by the time it's fully out of development. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you want to see some more. I will see you all later.